Alright, so Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Macha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Alright, Lord willing, today we get into 1 Samuel, the 14th chapter. It's going to be a pretty lengthy chapter, so Lord willing, we get through it. Let's get into it. So this is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 14 and 1. And it reads, Now it came to pass upon a day that Jonathan the son of Saul said unto the young man that bare his armor, Come and let us go over to the Philistines' garrison that is on the other side. But he told not his father. And Saul tarried in the uttermost part of Gibeah under a pomegranate tree which is in Migron. And the people that were with him were about 600 men. And Ahiah, the son of Ahitub, Ichabod's brother, the son of Phinehas, the son of Eli, the Lord's priest and Shiloh were in the ephod, and the people knew not that Jonathan was gone, so they didn't know. Oh, snap. All right. Verse 4. And between the passages by which Jonathan sought to go over unto the Philistines' garrison, there was a sharp rock on one side and a sharp rock on the other side. And the name of one was Bozez, and the name of the other was Senna. The forefront of the one was Tute northward over against Michmash, and the other southward against Gibeah. All right, what does Sanute mean? Tute, or a pillar. Let me see. Situate. 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 Okay. Situate. Oh, the one was situate. Okay. Okay. Verse 6. And Jonathan said to the young man that bare his armor, Come and let us go over unto the garrison of these uncircumcised. It may be that the Lord will work for us, so there is no restraint to the Lord to save by many or by few. And his armor bearer said unto him, Do all that is in thine heart. Turn thee. Behold, I am with thee according to thy heart. And so far you have Jonathan, who is Saul's son, decides to go and basically scout the Philistines garrison at Michmash with his armor bearer. The person armor bearer is the one who carries someone's armor. And then he brings up a plan to basically go and kill all of them in the garrison. Yep. Verse 8. Then said Jonathan, Behold, we will pass over unto these men, and we will discover ourselves unto them. If they say thus unto us, Tarry until we come to you, then we will stand still in our place, and we will not go up unto them. Hold up. If they say to us, Stay where you are, or we will kill you, then we will stop and not go up to them. Okay. Okay. Where was I? Verse 10. But if they say thus, Come up unto us, then we will go up, for the Lord hath delivered them into our hand, and this shall be a sign unto us. Okay. So yeah, basically, after when they get to the spot, if they basically say that don't come any closer, then Jonathan's armor bearer would know that the Lord doesn't want them to kill them. But if the Philistines say, "Come up," yeah, y'all can pull up, y'all good, then it's a sign that the Lord have delivered them into their hands, into Jonathan, his armor bearer's hands, and then so after that they will proceed to go and smite them. Verse 11, and both of them discovered themselves unto the garrison of the Philistines, and the Philistines said, Behold, the Hebrews come forth out of the holes where they had hid themselves. And the men of the garrison answered Jonathan and his armor bearer, and said, Come up to us, and we will show you a thing. And Jonathan said unto his armor bearer, Come up after me, for the Lord hath delivered them into the hand of Israel. Oh my days. And Jonathan climbed up upon his hands and upon his feet, and his armor bearer after him, and they fell before Jonathan, and his armor bearer slew after them. So when Jonathan got out there, he started deleting, and his armor bearer joined in as well. Damn, I didn't think nah, that would make sense though. Armor bearers will join the fight too. That makes sense. Cause like after they give the person the armor and weapons, they're not gonna just be standing still. That makes sense, yeah. And that first slaughter which Jonathan and his armor bearer made was about 20 men, within as it were an half acre of land, which a yoke of iron might plow. And there was the trembling in the host in the field, and among all the people, the garrison and the spoilers, they also trembled, and the earth quaked, so it was a great trembling. Hmm, hold up. This sounds like an LT suddenly panic broke out in the Philistine army, both in the camp and in the field, including even the outposts and the raiding parties, and just then an earthquake struck and everyone was terrified. Yeah, and the earthquake. Yep. So the Lord had the Lord sent an earthquake. Damn. Verse 16. And the watchmen of Saul and Gibeah of Benjamin looked, and behold, the multitude melted away, and they went on beating down one another. Then said Saul unto the people that were with him, Number now, and see who is gone from us. And when they had numbered, behold, Jonathan and his armor bearer were not this. So Saul is now finding out that Jonathan and his armor bearer wasn't there. And Saul said unto Ahiah, Bring hither the ark of God, for the ark of God was at that time with the children of Israel. And it came to pass, while Saul talked unto the priest, that the noise that was in the host of the Philistines went on and increased. And Saul said unto the priest, Withdraw thine hand. And Saul and all the people that were with him assembled themselves, and they came to the battle. And behold, every man's sword was against his fellow, and there was a great discomfiture. So what's going on? All right, so here we have. Let me see. Hold up. Where was I? Okay, Saul is now finding out to bring the ark of the God. Yes. Let me see. Confusion in the Philistine camp grew louder and louder. So Saul said to the priest, Never mind, let's get going. The part I'm looking for is think it's this one. Yeah. Verse 20 for the NLT, it says, Then Saul and all his men rushed out to the battle and found the Philistines killing each other. There was a terrible confusion everywhere. Damn, so the Lord had sent an earthquake and panic among them. And there was a big confusion because they were killing each other. Like, damn. Can you imagine? And then you have Saul and his men join Jonathan and his armor bearer in the fight. Yeah, that's crazy. Verse 21 Moreover, the Hebrews that were with the Philistines before that time, which went up with them into the camp from the country round about, even they also turned to be with the Israelites that were with Saul and Jonathan. Likewise, all the men of Israel which had hid themselves in Mount Ephraim, when they heard that the Philistines fled, even they also followed hard after them in the battle. Oh damn! They ain't escaping. They're like, what you thought this was? Y'all not escaping. So the Lord saved Israel that day, and the battle passed over unto Beth Aven. Verse 24. And the men of Israel were distressed that day, for Saul had adjourned the people, saying, Cursed be the man that eateth any food until evening, that I may be avenged unto my enemies. So none of the people tasted any food. So Saul basically placed the oath on them. Basically, saying that if anyone eats before he has his revenge on his enemies, then a curse will befall on them. So, of course, none of them ate. And all they of the land came to a wood, and there was honey upon the ground. And when the people were coming to the wood, behold, the honey dropped, but no man put his hand to his mouth, for the people feared the oath. Damn. They had eaten. You know they were hungry too. That honey must have been looking scrumptious, bro. Like wow. You know, they probably drooling over here, but nah, the oath, you know? Oh, what's going on? Okay, there we go. Verse 26. And when the people were coming to the wood, behold, the honey dropped, but no man put his hand to his mouth, for the people feared the oath. But Jonathan heard not when his father charged the people with the oath. Wherefore he put forth the end of the rod that was in his hand, and dipped it in a honeycomb, and put his hand to his mouth, and his eyes were enlightened. Damn. So Jonathan didn't hear about the oath. And man was hungry, so he got him some honey. His eyes opened as soon as he had a taste, like damn. Um damn. He didn't know. Then answered one of the people and said, Thy father straitly charged the people with an oath, saying, Cursed be the man that eateth any food this day. And the people were faint. So one guy was saying you weren't supposed to do that. Basically, your father um had had everyone take a very strict oath, if meaning which is if you ate, basically anyone who eats before he had his revenge on his enemies will be cursed. And it says, and the people were faint. Damn, they were weak. They were weak, weary, and faint. Man, they must have been exhausted. They can't eat too? Wow. Verse 29. Then said Jonathan, My father have troubled the land. See, I pray you, how mine eyes have been enlightened because I tasted little of this honey. How much more if haply the people had eaten freely today of the spoils of their enemies, which they found? For had there not been now a much greater slaughter among the Philistines? And they smote the Philistines that day for making right. So Jonathan is like, if the men were allowed to eat, you think about how many more Philistines we could have killed. Because like the men now are weak from not eating. So if they would had to eat, if they had something to eat, then they could have slaughtered much more Philistines, which is a good point Jonathan brought up. And they smote the Philistines that day from Michmash to Aijalon, and the people were very faint. Damn, they still kept killing after that. Wow, no food too. Yo, that oath, man, that's serious. And going to war is no light thing, man. Even 10 minutes in, you over here huffing and puffing like damn. And they didn't eat. Yeah, they were beyond exhausted, hella weak. And the people flew upon the soil and took sheep and oxen and calves and slew them on the ground. And the people did eat them with blood. Ooh. Yo, they were so hungry that they were so hungry that they took sheep, oxen, and calves, killed them, and ate it with the blood still in it. Damn. Of course, that's a sin because you're supposed to draw out the blood before you eat anything. Then they told Saul, saying, Behold, the people sin against the Lord, in that they eat with the blood. And he said, Ye have transgressed. Roll a great stone unto me this day. And Saul said, Disperse yourselves among the people, and say unto them, Bring me hither every man his ox, and every man his sheep, and slay them here, and eat, and sin not against the Lord in eating with the blood. And all the people brought every man his ox with him that night, and slew them there. So you had Saul allowing them to finally eat, so that they wouldn't continue sinning and eating with the blood. And Saul built an altar unto the Lord. The same was the first altar that he built unto the Lord. And Saul said, Let us go down after the Philistines by night, and spoil them until the morning light, and let us not leave a man of them. And they said, Do whatsoever seemeth good unto thee. Then said the priest, Let us draw near hither unto God. And Saul asked counsel of God, Shall I go down after the Philistines? Wilt thou deliver them into the hand of Israel? But he answered not that day. Damn, so the Lord ain't answer him. Shit, he was shaking too. He didn't get an answer? Damn. And Saul said, Draw ye near hither, all the chief of the people, and know and see wherein the sin have been this day. For as the Lord liveth, which saveth Israel, though it be in Jonathan my son, he shall surely die. But there was not a man among all the people that answered him. So Saul wanted to put Jonathan to death because he broke the oath. Even though Jonathan didn't hear about it, he still broke it. Then said he unto all Israel, Be ye on one side, and I and Jonathan my son will be on the other side. And the people said unto Saul, Do what seemeth good unto thee. Therefore Saul unto the Lord God of Israel gave a perfect lot. And Saul and Jonathan were taken, but the people escaped. And Saul said, Cast lots between me and Jonathan my son. And Jonathan was taken. Then Saul said to Jonathan, Tell me what thou hast done. And Jonathan told him and said, I did but taste a little honey with the end of the rod that was in my hand, and lo, I must die. And Saul answered, God do so and more also, for thou shalt surely die, Jonathan. And the people said unto Saul, Shall Jonathan die, who have wrought this great salvation in Israel? God forbid. As the Lord liveth, there shall not one hair of his head fall to the ground, for he hath wrought with God this day. So the people rescued Jonathan, that he died not. Verse 46, and Saul went up from following the Philistines, and the Philistines went to their own place. So Saul took the kingdom over Israel and fought against all his enemies on every side, against Moab, and against the children of Ammon, and against Edom, and against the kings of Zobah, and against the Philistines, and whithersoever he turned himself, he vexed them. And he gathered an host and smote the Amalekites, and delivered Israel out of the hands of them that spoiled them. Now the sons of Saul were Jonathan and Ishui, and Melchishua, and the sons of his two daughters were these: the name of his firstborn Merab, and the name of the younger Michal. And the name of Saul's wife was Ahinoam, the daughter of Ahimaaz. And the name of the captain of his host was Abner, the son of Ner, Saul's uncle. And Kish was the father of Saul, and Ner, the father of Abner, was the son of Abiel, 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 Abiel. And there was sore war against the Philistines all the days of Saul. And when Saul saw any strong man or any valiant man, he took him unto him. Alright, so and that's the end of First Samuel 14th chapter. So quick summary, you have Jonathan goes with his armor bearer to to the garrison of the Philistines and to kill them. And then, later on, Saul and the rest of his army joined them, and they ultimately end up defeating the Philistines. And then Saul made a crazy oath. He made his army take a crazy oath not to eat until he's taken all his revenge. And then, you had Jonathan had broken that because he was unaware of the oath. And then, yeah, that's about it. And then towards the end, he just went into how Saul fought against all his enemies. Yep, yep. And that's about it for First Samuel the 14th chapter. Slack, it was a bit lengthy. Overall, it was edifying. Until next time, Shalom.